Stormwood and Associates is a production of the Nerd and Tie Podcast Network. For more podcasts from actual play to true crime to witchcraft, go to nerdandtie.com or join our community on Discord by finding an invite at nerdandtie.com/discord. Over 100 years ago, the dark wizard Halliwell prophesied his return, but Sheriff Aesop Stormwood swore his descendants would stop him. He created Stormwood and Associates with the sole purpose of defeating Halliwell in the future. It failed. Now the young Raz Stormwood and her friends have been framed for a crime they didn't commit, and they've escaped to the Morris Halata Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive operating on the edge of society. If you have a problem, they can solve it. But don't get in their way, or else you might get caught in the eye of the storm. Stormwood and Associates stars Gen Proc as Raz Stormwood, Nick Izumi as Bill Carpathia, Kyle Johnson as Tristan Babbitt, and Trey Dorn as NK and Kel O'Reilly. Previously on Stormwood and Associates. So the Stormwood team is right now in Reina, California for Race Riots, a very poorly named racing event that Bill's been doing quite well in, surprisingly. But they're there actually to meet up with the sexy car thieves who had some info about, like, stopping Halliwell. And apparently they haven't shown up yet. They're on their way. The Halliwell thing has some credence to it because, well, frankly, Raz ran into Royce in a Starbucks. He didn't recognize her, but Babbitt, in disguise, was able to trail Royce back to a warehouse. And he's going in. So you walk into this warehouse. Royce starts talking to in the warehouse you see you see a semi truck that is like an empty semi trailer, and there's a semi trailer, there's a semi truck, and there's a trailer with open doors, and it's empty. All right. Royce is talking with another man off to one side. And then there are three other guys in the room, all holding, like, just kind of leaning and holding guns. And all three of those guys, because they're all just facing the door, immediately see you.
Cool. I turn back around and run.
All right, so you turn around and run. You are out the door. Roll me initiative.
14.
All right, so you start running, Babbitt. You were going down the street. Immediately out the door, the three guys who spotted you are following. You are on the street. This is where we treat this like a car chase because it's a chase, but no bonuses, so you don't get the +2 bonus. But you are running away from these guys.
Okay.
I'm assuming so if you want to run, you're going to keep running?
Yep.
All right. So you are going to effectively. Okay, so you're effectively going to try to. I'm assuming you're going to try to lose them, right?
I'm going to try to lose them, yes.
All right. So I need you to do. I need you to roll me a d10 for your first evade roll.
The 6.
They are right on you still.
Okay.
They are just yelling at you to, hey, you stop. They have guns, but they're not out, which because they probably realize they're running down a public street in the middle of daylight. They shouldn't start shooting at you, which is probably the one thing that has you lucky right now.
And it's just these 3 guys, not Royce, right?
No, Royce isn't following now.
Okay.
Royce and the guy Royce was talking to stayed behind. But the guy Royce was talking to also didn't have a gun, it didn't look like. So it's pretty much just the 3 guys in charge of guarding the warehouse.
Right.
All right, so you're going to still try to lose these guys?
Yeah, I'm going to try to duck into a place of business.
Ooh, okay. So first off, just roll me a d10 to see how lucky you are about what businesses you find immediately.
That's a 7.
All right, so it's still 8 in the morning, so a lot of the businesses that you're going by aren't open yet. There is... You do spot probably a block ahead, a convenience store.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to head for that?
I'm going to head for that.
All right, roll me a d10.
That's a 9.
Oh, they rolled an 8. You're lucky. All right, so you managed to stay ahead of them while you're running. But they are still behind you. But you've put some distance between you and them. All right, just want to double check the rules here. All right, so you've got 1 victory. They've got 1 victory, and they've got 1 fail. All right, so you reach. So the convenience store, there's a sandwich counter in it, and there's someone. There's a kind of a guy in a muscle shirt sitting behind the counter of a sandwich counter there, but there's it's just it's a convenience store largely, but there's just the one guy working there, and you duck in.
Yes, I remove the sunglasses. I find an inappropriate T-shirt, one of those. Pull on the T-shirt, and say, "I'm gonna just put this on and pay for it."
Guy kind of shrugs. So are you? So you're doing this change now? You're trying to do this?
Yeah.
All right. So roll me a d10 for luck here, because this is a give me 5 minutes rule.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's a 4.
They run in while you're changing.
Okay.
So the 3 guys are now in the convenience store with you. So it's you, the clerk, and the 3 guys, and you are no longer on the public street. You're up. They used their initiative to get into the store while you were changing.
I go into an aisle.
Okay. Are you gonna? So there is in this store. Okay, so there's the front door that they're by. There is an employee only door at the other end of the convenience store.
Okay.
Are you going? You're going in an aisle?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go in an aisle, and that's all you're doing on your round?
I'm gonna go down to the other end of the aisle and try to hide somewhere.
Okay. Like actually hide, capital H hide?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a d10.
1.
One of them doesn't see you for some reason, but the other two do.
Okay.
And they are going to start attacking you.
Cool.
So the first guy is going to try to hit you, and does a 7 hit?
No.
All right. Next guy's going to try to hit you. Does an 11 hit.
My dodge is 11.
So it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because it's got to beat your dodge. And last guy does not hit either. So you're just managing to, like, these three guys all try to, like, start, like, punching you, and you just keep, like, slipping out of the way.
Yep.
You're slipping out of the way. What are you doing?
Gonna circle around back to the door. Take off that,
Okay.
that shirt as I'm going. Throw it back to the guy at the counter.
All right. And you're out the door. And so they're going to start pursuing you again. So roll me a d10.
8.
All right. You're putting some distance between you. They are trying to keep up. I'm assuming you're going to continuously just try to keep losing them.
Yeah.
So roll me a d10 again.
I fell. Okay. 7.
All right. So you get ahead even more, man. Just throw me one more d10 here.
8.
Okay, so you managed to duck through a couple alleys on your way, and you eventually lose them.
Awesome.
As you are now, like, probably you're actually pretty close to, you're pretty much right back at race riots when you lose them.
Excellent. I go and meet my friends.
All right. As you return to your little encampment, Braz, you went back there with your coffee?
Yep.
Okay.
And I let them know why Babbitt's gone, where he went.
Yeah, it's NK is just kind of like, so what? Babbitt, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Like what so Royce is here.
Yes. And he's got some friends with him, and a truck in a warehouse.
What kind of truck?
It was like a semi.
Oh. Like something you could haul a bunch of magical batteries in. Good to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Michelle asked us to meet them here for a reason, I guess.
This is an interesting reason, though, to say the least.
Well, no, I mean, we knew that the reason was because we're trying to intercept a shipment, right?
Yeah, we just didn't know who else was part of the mission.
I mean, I don't know how much they know. And as you say, as NK says that, 4 cars pull up. And 4 cars pull up. A black Challenger,
Thank goodness.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember what cars I was going to have these people in. A black Challenger, a orange. I'm blanking on the cars I was going to use. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
So a Supra, the black Challenger, a orange Mazda RX-7, and a Nissan Skyline all pull up. I know I already had a Skyline show up, but this one's
is a different one.
color. It's a different color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And out of the black Challenger, Turk Domino steps out, and he looks at Babbitt. He goes, "You owe me a 10-second car." And out of the other vehicles step Michelle Domino out of the Supra, Juan out of the Mazda, and Walker out of the Walker. So yes, Michelle, also a human like her brother with long dark hair. Juan, who is Juan Zhang, also known as Juan Yolo, steps out of the Mazda. He's an Asian gentleman wearing sunglasses, with kind of floppy longer hair and eating a snack. Steps out of the Mazda, and then Walker, a blonde elf man, steps out of the Nissan Skyline, and we have the Swift and Serious crews here.
Yay! Cue theme song.
Sorry for the wait. It's Michelle kind of comes forward. It's we had a hell of a time getting here. Honestly, it would have been fine, except this jackass keeps insisting on finding like just the right color Challenger every single time. It's all about the American muscle. Nope, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Oh, I forgot what this guy was like.
Good to see ya. Good to see ya.
NK runs up to Michelle and embraces her. And then kind of like awkwardly steps back after the hug.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's NK. And is the opposite of smooth. So, we heard about the shipment, and we knew you guys would need to know.
I mean, we do want those batteries. Stop the procurement of those batteries. We want to make sure.
From what NK's told. Sorry.
Oh, no.
No, you
Go ahead.
First. No, you can go.
I don't know. From what I've been told, we're going to need to intercept batteries so that we don't have a really bad fight ahead of us.
Yeah, no, it's NK told Michelle about this Halliwell guy. He's also in history books, Turk. Things
in a lot of history
before
books.
the things happened prior to you being alive. Nothing important has happened since I've been born. Since before I was born. Everything important in the world has only happened because I'm here.
I don't think that's true.
Juan shrugs, eats a gummy bear. Anyways.
Okay. Good to see you guys. You think?
Oh, it's always good to see a familiar face.
Yeah, yeah.
When you live in your life a quarter mile at a time, you never know what's going to come next.
Didn't forget about that part, believe it or not. That's a memorable phrase.
God knows
So, I'd like to kind of tell them what we learned this morning.
Okay. I don't know who this Royce guy is. He works for the Halliwell guy?
He worked with the Halliwell guy.
Yeah, he's bad news.
Yeah, so Michelle kind of pipes in being the smarter one. So what we know is that this shipment's coming up. We know it's made it through the Mexican border already as of this morning, and it's gonna be, we think they're going to, what we think is going to happen is they're going to transfer it to a new truck here, so it's not as easily spotted.
Yep. Well, Royce does have a semi.
Yeah, and there are so many, like, I don't know if you noticed with this event, there are so many, like, car carriers and trucks shipping things that it's not, like, I think it might have been brought in under the disguise of someone heading here. And then they're just I mean, I don't think they're gonna take it actually to here, but they're going to deliver it to that semi. Try and now I don't know, have you scoped out the building yet?
I mean, I haven't.
Building?
Where the you said there was a semi there.
Oh, Babbitt.
I mean, I looked inside for like 4 seconds.
Okay. Michelle turns to Juan and Walker. Could you two do some recon? Walker's yeah, sure, absolutely. And then Juan nods. Juan has not spoken a word since he's gotten here. Just quietly been eating and occasionally nodding this whole time. He hasn't taken his sunglasses off either, so yeah. I mean, you know what Juan looks like because you've met him before, but only briefly during that large escape sequence. So Juan and Walker get into their cars and drive off.
Huh.
So how have you guys been?
Good.
I mean, so the NK tells me that Morris is nice-ish.
Ish, yeah. I mean
yeah, the ish is doing some pretty heavy lifting on that one.
It's tells me the goth club is kind of fun.
Oh, yep.
It has a shockingly thriving goth culture, all things considered.
Chock full of vampires.
Chock full of vampires?
Yeah, like real ones, not just, people who...
See, I thought you were making that up. I'm not making that up. That's...
You're not making that up.
She doesn't make stuff up about vampires.
So that Mara girl's a vampire now?
Yeah.
It seems that way.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of on the same page there.
Well, the good thing is she's on our side, so...
It's always good to have family.
It
There
is.
it is.
Turk pulls out a Corona. You're not sure where it came from.
I want to have questions, but I don't.
Can I get you something to drink? You can have anything you want, as long as it's Corona.
I'll toast him with my coffee.
Yeah, it's a little early for a Corona for me.
Yeah, sorry, we're still on Tokyo time.
Oh, you guys are in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
We were
Must have been
drifting.
nice. Yeah.
The East Asian magic scene is really different. I really need to.
But also,
get-
like, Juan knows, like, a bunch of high schoolers there, and that's weird, right? I mean, he's not here right now, so I can say this, but isn't it a little weird? He's
That's
hanging out with
super
high
weird.
schoolers. Like, he's a grown-ass man.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's super weird. When I see Juan again, I'm going to tell him it's weird to hang out with high schoolers.
Right?
I liked Juan. That's
Yeah.
super weird.
Unless they're like his friends of like his cousins or something. Like
No,
his
it's just like-
younger relatives.
No, not related at all.
Even then,
jeez.
it's still
Juan's-
kind of
Yeah,
weird.
nope.
Juan's half Korean, half Filipino, and grew up in L.A.
Ah. Yeah, that's totally weird.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean,
Did you think he was Japanese just because he's Asian?
I didn't really
name's
think he was
Juan.
Japanese.
No, I'm just
His name's
Yeah, I-
Juan Zhang.
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't strike me as the most Japanese guy.
And theoretically speaking, he could have like a younger cousin who could have been a transfer student. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really know
Trying
Juan
not to
that
assume
well. He
here,
seems
but-
fine.
It's just a really complicated situation.
It sounds
Yeah.
complicated. Like complicated enough that like I feel like you guys have a plethora of adventures that we're not especially privy to.
Yeah.
Well, granted, we have a plethora of adventures that they're not really privy to.
Yeah, well that's how it goes when you have adventures. You don't share all of them.
Yeah.
For legal reasons.
Precisely.
Smart reasons.
You know, Bill, I'd tell you anything.
You would?
Because you're family. I
Oh.
always trust family.
Well, thank you, Turk.
You're welcome.
I'm doing my best to live a quarter mile at a time like you would want.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Bill here won his first race yesterday.
Yeah, that was terrifying. That was the thing I did.
That's great.
Absolutely smoked the
I-
guy.
Yeah, you have to assume that the other racer was very bad at what they were doing. Incredibly bad. I
What were
never
they
considered
driving?
myself as what were they driving?
A Skyline.
Skyline, yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh.
then he tried to take my rims.
Well, we'll see how you do against some American muscle.
I guess we'll find out. Oh God, I'm racing again, aren't I?
Turk nods.
Oh God. Oh,
Grab your keys, kid.
okay. This will be fine.
You're gonna race Turk Domino now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna race Turk Domino now. Okay.
All right, you gonna start up because you gotta wait a minute for Juan and Walker to get back.
Yup.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okie dokie.
You line up so he's in. Turk is in his black Challenger. You are in the modded Chevy Lumina, which is only a good racing car because Turk himself modified it.
Uh-huh.
And you pull up to the line.
Oh boy.
One,
Oh boy, this is
2, 3. Beep. Give me your first roll.
8.
All right, he only gets a 5, so you pull ahead. Give me your second roll.
8 again.
Ooh, he gets a 9, so he's back even with you.
Oh, jeez.
Give me your third roll.
Oh, 2.
He gets a 4, so Turk pulls ahead. Give me your fourth roll. And are you gonna hit the nods at all?
I'm gonna hit the nos because I got a 3.
All right. You hit the nods. He hits the nods.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Turk Domino beats you.
Holy crap. I can't say I'm surprised at that, but that's pretty cool.
That was a close one, though.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. I might have to step up and take some more responsibility on this whole driving mission. I feel like I would be helpful here.
That was good.
That was cool. Thanks.
You seem really happy about that, though.
I wasn't. This is not something that I've had much experience in the past. It's kind of exciting.
He holds out his arms up. Any racer knows, though, doesn't matter whether you win by a hair or a mile. Win's a win. He's still celebrating like an asshole.
That was still weirdly profound. Hey, boss.
What up?
He's starting to make sense to me.
Oh no. Get away from that man, my poor sweet summer child.
What?
I'm fucking with you.
All right.
Those guys back yet?
Yeah, so as Turk and Bill return from their race, Walker and Juan return. Walker gets out of his car, as does Juan. Juan just leans back on his Mazda and continues to eat snacks. Walker walks over. That place is, oh boy. So there's no wards on the actual doors. But if Babbitt, if you had stepped in like 10 more feet, you would have hit wards like nobody's business. That place is magicked up through the gills.
Yeah.
It's and I think maybe they increased it after you walked in. There are multiple levels of protection magic on that warehouse. As far as I can tell, there's nothing on the truck. Because, like, you can put that sort of thing and hide it in a building. But the highway patrol would notice any powerful stuff like that on a semi. Like, when those things go into way stations, they get checked for magic. So
yeah, that wouldn't slide easy at all.
No, so there's probably nothing on the actual... Like, they can do something to obscure the batteries, like power them down, but they can't have an active ward on the truck. But the building where they're keeping the truck right now, there are at least 4 or 5 protective wards. There's also, besides, you said you saw 4 guys plus this Royce guy. There are way more guys than that on that building. Maybe they called in more people, but there's at least 20 guys on that building right now. If we're going to hit this, we are not hitting it when it's there.
No. We hit that semi when it's out of that building.
Yeah. We hit that truck when it's on the highway. You know, we could
Okay.
we could get the truck to pull over. No, we hit him while it's in motion. It's the only way to rob a semi-truck. There is no other logical way to rob a semi-truck.
Nope.
We have no choice, I
We
guess.
have no choice. He's right. That's how it's done.
So we need to keep eyes on that truck and be ready for when it hits the road.
Oh, boy.
Juan just kind of, who's been leaning on his car, just looks over. I want you watching that warehouse. I want to know the moment that truck leaves. Juan nods, gets into his 1997 Mazda RX-7, drives off. Juan will radio us when it's time.
Good.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a few hours until the actual stuff makes it into town. I assume that the truck will leave in the night.
Probably.
That seems likely.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
So, Michelle, do you want to see the new clubhouse? Oh, I mean, how we're in. So I've got this gateway ward on here, and we can just go and come back. The two kind of make exchanging glances. And a few moments later, NK and Michelle disappear in a pop. That was awkward.
Yeah, a
Little
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Extremely.
I'm happy that they're not doing that here.
Yeah. I'll be happy if they can clean up after themselves. Okay. What are we doing?
Walker
What
just
are we
is
up
like,
to?
what are you guys talking about?
Nothing at all.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
That's okay.
If you're confused now,
How about you go do some racing, and I'll clear up your head.
Okay. Walker just gets in his car, drives off to get in line.
I mean, hey, we got a couple hours. Like, what else are we gonna do?
You been taking care of my car, Bill?
Yeah, I think so. You saw it ran pretty well.
Oh, I saw. Making sure that, getting your oil changes.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's some okay garages in Morris.
Okay. Where are you
Good.
taking it?
Well, there's Pete's. It's run by a dwarf lady.
Okay.
Apparently, Pete was her dad, so it's like a family business. So they seem pretty cool.
Good. Always cool family. I often think about in this game, it's just an aside, that this is a world with dwarves, halflings, and goblins driving the same cars that are designed for humans, elves, and orcs. And I have to think that cars in this world have to be designed slightly differently than ours. They have to have built-in pedal adjustments.
Yeah.
To extend.
Oh, yeah,
up.
absolutely.
They have
They've
to,
got to
right?
have way better. And I don't want to say
accessibility.
that's the word. Thank you. I was thinking the opposite of that, and I'm like, that's not right.
The tall people were resistant to it, but you got it.
If you mechanically built something that the positions could pull forward or go back, as the same way you can adjust a seat position, or a steering wheel position, that's what it's got to be, because it's you need to have that. It's something that because we built this world, but because it's an audio show. We always think about the fact that, Babbitt's driving the same cars that, Raz drives.
This is true.
And Babbitt is, there are accessibility tools for little people in the real world, but, they don't, this is a much larger portion of the population that's, under 4 feet tall in this world,
Yeah, and I put that in world. Sometimes. I think I've mentioned the low part of the bar or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would assume that you'd need to have a pretty interesting and you'd need to have some sort of infrastructure in order to make car sales worth it.
Yeah. Just a thought. I realize we've never addressed this in the actual audio for the show, that people are able, that these cars have an additional adjustment that wouldn't be in cars in our world. Yeah, that's completely aside. Just thought I would bring that up.
That's a good thing to think about, though.
Yeah. All right. Stormwood & Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/Stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. To be continued. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network, and that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Fey Wild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game. So, an actual play game like this one, but in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world, the Fey Wild West follows 2 people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ+ podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters. And you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary. So you guys want to do anything while you're waiting? Do you want to anyone want to do some racing? Anybody want to explore or look at other stuff?
Bill's gonna try to race one more time.
Bill's gonna try to race again? All right, Bill.
Yeah.
All right, first off, roll me 1d10.
8.
8? Okay, so you're driving against someone who's not a driver. All right. You're going to go up. All right, so you pull up to the line, and let's see here. You pull up against a, we'll say a Mustang.
Okay.
All right. A Mustang being driven by a halfling.
Ooh, all right.
All right, so ready, set, go. Give me your first roll.
7.
Ooh, you pull ahead. Heading down the quarter mile here. What's your second roll?
8.
You pull further ahead. What's your third roll?
Ooh, 3.
Ooh, they don't get further ahead than so they pull even with you don't increase your lead, they don't gain any. So okay, so what's your fourth roll?
4 with the NOS.
You didn't need the NOS, but you used it anyways, and you just demolished this guy.
Yes!
Yeah. All right. Anybody want to do anything else here unless we're just waiting?
I think Raz is just like going around looking at cars.
All right. Roll me a d10.
6.
Okay. Yeah, you're looking around cars. You do manage to find a very injured dwarf with a Nissan Skyline at one point who just like sees you and runs. But yeah.
Okay.
You have a good time looking at cars. Babbitt, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around, looking at cars, looking at people.
All right. Okay. As the day goes by and it starts to get a little bit darker, NK and Michelle reemerge. I'm assuming people took that.
Yeah, naps occurred.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot.
The cars are warded. We have extra people.
Yeah.
NK brought bedding.
Yeah. And everyone is well rested and ready as the sun goes down. Turk, who has his own earpiece in, they have independent earpieces of yours, but this team has their own earpieces.
Are they compatible? Are their comm system compatible with ours, though?
They are, but we would have to enable that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Turk just kind of perks up and goes, Juan just said that a bunch of vehicles just showed up and pulled into that warehouse.
Ooh.
I think it's the batteries.
Okay.
Probably.
Then I think we should go get them.
I like that idea.